So, you wanted to see me. Ah, bonjour, comment ça va? Vous allez bien? Oui.
J'ai plein de questions.
Comme ça, OK.
Est-ce que vous avez une déclaration de départ?
Non, non, allez-y.
On a entendu M. Guterres dire il y a un instant qu'on va faire face à un hiver de mécontentement en raison de la hausse des prix, en raison de la confiance qui s'effrite. Qu'est-ce que peut faire le Canada, à votre avis?
Je crois que le Canada continue de jouer un rôle de leadership dans toutes les questions de la nourriture, toutes les questions de l'agriculture, de ce qui se passe dans l'économie mondiale. Je sais bien que le Premier ministre aura une annonce importante demain à faire sur les questions de comment est-ce qu'on va répondre à la situation humanitaire et très, très difficile. Je crois que tout le monde doit reconnaître qu'il y a un problème global, mondial, qui est très sévère. La récession économique est toujours une possibilité que nous devons reconnaître et que ce sont les plus vulnérables qui vont payer le prix pour cette situation. Alors, je crois que c'est important que le Canada soit complètement conscient de jusqu'à quel point c'est une vraie crise, effectivement une cascade de crises qui existe maintenant et que ça cause énormément d'inquiétude de la part de tous les chefs et tous les gens que nous rencontrons et que nous allons rencontrer dans les jours à venir.
À quel point c'est attribuable à la guerre en Ukraine et qu'est-ce qui peut être fait ici à l'Assemblée générale pour aborder la situation de l'Ukraine?
L'agression russe en Ukraine et la guerre que la Russie a créé un grand problème, un grand défi pour le monde. Il n'est pas question de ça. Mais écoute, comme j'ai dit, c'est une cascade de crises. Ce n'est pas seulement la question de l'agression russe et la guerre qu'ils ont créée, c'est aussi la question du COVID-19, de l'impact, et comme a dit le secrétaire général, l'impact du changement climatique qui reste toujours un défi, toujours avec nous, une crise globale qui va durer pour l'avenir. Et alors, quand on met tous les facteurs ensemble, les conflits qu'on voit, la guerre maintenant en Éthiopie à cause d'une agression de l'Érythrée qui vient d'être annoncée aujourd'hui, on voit jusqu'à quel point on est dans une situation difficile.
Donc, qu'est-ce qui peut être fait, à votre avis, ici spécifiquement? Qu'est-ce que vous espérez?
Les Nations unies, c'est l'endroit où on discute et on commence à faire des changements, on commence à faire des décisions pour vraiment retrouver la façon de répondre aux crises. Nous sommes là comme pays, nous sommes un des plus importants contributeurs à l'activité de l'ONU, au financement de l'ONU et le financement de toutes les agences qui existent. Alors, toujours des bonnes possibilités pour le leadership canadien et c'est ce que nous allons explorer avec le Premier ministre aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup.
Do you share the Secretary General's sense of pessimism, given what he laid out?
I wouldn't describe it as pessimism. I think what the Secretary General describes is a very, very serious problem. But we need to understand that unless we can find practical ways to engage and practical ways to resolve, unless we can continue to provide some hope, that we're not doing our job. I don't think our job is to describe problems. I think our job is to try to find solutions to problems. There are very serious problems in the world today. We have to become even more engaged, an even more active partner in trying to find solutions.
So what needs to happen on the UN's part so that it can be a more effective agency?
So you were recently in Haiti.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what you saw in Haiti, the situation there, law and order, the food situation, and everything you experienced since?
Well, the situation in Haiti is critical. The gangs have taken control of much of Port-au-Prince. The gangs are even occupying the courthouse. So you have a situation where law and order is seriously threatened. The security of the people is threatened. And I wanted to see that for myself. And together with our ambassador there, Sébastien Carrière, who's doing a terrific job, we're trying to figure out a way which we can contribute to helping to resolve the crisis. And that's why the Prime Minister has called the meeting for tomorrow, is because we really wanted to bring the people together around the table with the participation of Haiti, with the participation of Haiti's neighbors in CARICOM and the Caribbean, with the United States and other players that are very important, and with the UN. And we're not going to declare tomorrow that we've got a magic solution. That's not how it works. We need to learn from some of the mistakes in the past where interventions happened that didn't have the full support of the Haitian people, and we need to make sure that we're working with the people of Haiti. But that's challenging because the government is a provisional government, and there are lots of people out in civil society who feel very strongly that things are not going in the right direction. So we're going to try to play as constructive a role as we can. We all know that there's going to be more required. We've got another meeting on Friday to talk about how we can raise some money, particularly for the security issue. Canada's taking a leadership role in that. We've committed to half of the funds that we're setting up in this basket, and we're asking others to contribute. And I think we'll be successful on Friday.
Do you think that there can be a solution with the current government in place which is not accepted by a majority of Haitian people?
That's not for us to say what is it's for the people of Haiti to tell us. It's not just about the provisional government, which is followed on from the assassination of the president. I was also there in Haiti for the funeral of the former president. We've taken a real interest. Canada chairs the Haiti Advisory Group at the UN. We've been very active in working with other countries and with not just the government of Haiti, but all of civil society in Haiti. We've made a point, our ambassador has really been terrific at doing this, of connecting with everybody, because there isn't an elected government at the moment. And until that happens, it's going to be difficult.
The ambassador and the Canadian diplomatic staff there are locked down in their own houses at the moment. Right? So do you think Canada would consider sending more people? I know Canada's contributing money, but without foreign security presence, it doesn't seem like the gangs are going to be defeated in Port-au-Prince. Is Canada willing to get back into Haiti the way it was 10, 15 years ago?
We are certainly willing to stay engaged, Evan. I know you're trying to push me to say something more than I'm willing to say at the moment. I've been around long enough to understand that game. I think it's important for us to really engage on the front of understanding the severity of the security crisis. We're not the only embassy that's had to go into lockdown. And it's very difficult for our staff, for the Canadians that are there. It's a very trying situation. For our Haitian staff in the mission, it's a very difficult situation. So, but it's not just about us. It's about the Haitian people themselves. When your capital city is basically occupied by gangs of one kind and another, you've got a real problem. But it's not for us to tell the people of Haiti what they have to do and how they have to solve it. It's up to them to tell us how they think it can be solved and what more we can do to be helpful. And so that dialogue is intensifying right now in terms of what can we do, how can we act effectively. And those discussions are happening in the corridors of the UN all the time.
Ambassador Rae, may I ask you about the Global Fund and the pressure that Canada has been bringing to contribute our fair share and what you expect?
Well, first of all, we are per capita one of the largest contributors to the Global Fund. And we have consistently been one of the largest contributors to the Global Fund. And I know the Prime Minister is wrestling with this question of how much more we can do, and he'll be making an announcement tomorrow on that. The needs, it's not just the Global Fund, which deals with malaria and many, many serious global diseases, which we need to continue to tackle. But the pressures globally on us on every front are huge. The needs are huge. The humanitarian needs are large, the development needs are great, the security needs are great. And I think you heard that from the Secretary General today, the size of it. So do we feel the pressure? Hey, yeah, of course. But guess what? I mean, we're used to pressure, we know how to respond to it, and we will be responding to it. But we have always contributed our share and our fair share to every single appeal that's been made by the UN. We're one of the top 10 donors to the United Nations across the board, and we'll continue to play that role. I think you'll see that tomorrow.
À propos d'Haïti, s'il vous plaît, en français, vous êtes allé, qu'est-ce que vous avez constaté et qu'est-ce que vous espérez de même? À quoi peut-on s'attendre?
Il y a une complexité à la situation. D'abord, vous avez le problème politique, où on voit jusqu'à quel point c'est difficile. On voit aussi la question de sécurité. Les gangs sont partout au Port-au-Prince, surtout, et ça cause énormément de problèmes pour la population en général et pour la sécurité de tous ceux qui travaillent. Les investissements sont affectés, les voisins sont affectés, le mouvement de la population est affecté. Alors, clairement, c'est une crise, mais nous devons répondre positivement à la crise, et c'est ce que nous allons faire.
Et demain, à quoi on peut s'attendre sur Haïti?
Une bonne discussion très franche. C'est une des réunions les plus larges qu'on a eues, les plus inclusif, parce que ça inclut non seulement l'Haïti, mais aussi tous les pays qui sont dans le voisinage, et puis les autres institutions, et puis l'ONU aussi sera là. Alors, on aura une bonne discussion, mais le Canada va continuer de jouer un rôle de leadership. C'est ce que nous faisons. Thanks very much, everybody. Last one.
Russian referendums in Ukraine. What is Canada's opinion on announced?
You can't have a referendum in a country that's under military occupation. That's a joke. I mean, the Russians should give their heads a shake. Thank you.